What took you way too long in life to figure out? That lighter roast coffee has more caffeine. Wait, what? Anybody worth a dang will not fault you for not knowing something, so long as you demonstrate humility, curiosity and respect. People feel valued to teach you what you don't know, except for jerks. Screw those guys. That the anger response is a primitive mechanism used to help you survive in serious fight or flight situations. If you consistently lose your temper over trivial stuff, and regularly abuse the people who you feel you have power over, then you have an anger management problem. It's not normal family communication, even if that's how your parents always did it when you were growing up. I'm used to living at home where my dad would lose his crap over the most trivial things like a slightly disorganized pantry or an unemptied dishwasher. He would yell at us for hours if we did something wrong. As a result, I think I have a very bad temper and I also complain a lot. I'm trying to be better though. Some friends are better off let go from your life. Don't let fear of isolation and loneliness make you keep toxic people around. True, it's kind of ironic that one can dump one's girlfriend boyfriend because relationship goes bad, but it's difficult to dump friends even when friendship relationship goes wrong. The grass is greener on the side you water. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. Except for pizza, though. Pizza comes to you. If food is too hot for my hands, then it's too hot for my mouth. I don't know why my impulse is to eat food that's too hot to hold. How to use an electric shaver. For years I thought that I just kept buying crappy shavers because they didn't seem to work too well. It took way too long to shave and it fricked up my skin. Sometimes I would use razors just because I didn't want to deal with my electric one. Then one day I started shaving with the electric one and just barely touched it to my skin. Suddenly it started working like magic. I realized I was pressing the shaver way too hard on my face and that's why it never worked right. I never even once thought about how hard I was pressing it against my face before. Once I did it very lightly, I could shave in about half the time. I can't believe I screwed up something so simple for so long. Edit. You can try pre-shave too. It isn't just for razor shaving. This goes for all shaving. You can't shave any lower than your skin, so stop trying. If the blade is touching your skin, stop pressing. Guys who seem to get all the girls do so because they actually speak to girls. You can't get a girl without risking rejection. Two things that generally go hand in hand. I have heard this too many times but I still never really got it. Be yourself. If a person likes you for something you are not, you will regret it, but not as much as if you miss out on a person that would like you for what you are, but not what you are trying to be. And the second thing, your life is none of other people's business, so stop trying to do what you think will please everyone else. How to be patient with myself. You want your mind to be like a well-trained horse. Okay mind, we're doing this now. It is amazing the joy you can get out of boring stuff like doing your taxes or cleaning if you know how to work with your mind. Be mindful, not mindless. That there is no such thing as normal. I spent my entire childhood and adolescence wishing for a normal family and being embarrassed by mine. No one has a normal family, and if they do, that's weird. My girlfriend has a normal family. Like, these people actually come home from work, school and sit around the dining table telling each other about their day. The brothers will kill for each other, and the dad is a genuinely nice guy. They are also the most boring people I know. The difference between wisdom and intelligence. Working hard discipline is worth way more than whatever self-perceived talent you have. This is a hard thing to learn when you've coasted through childhood on praise for your particular talent. Then you get to be an adult, realize that all those trophies were meaningless platitudes, you're an arrogant fool, and you don't know how to buckle down and actually work hard at anything. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going to bed early. Early to rise, and early to bed, makes a man healthy, but socially dead. You don't always get what you deserve. I prefer the darker side to this. May you get all that you deserve. People can want you to be intimately involved in their lives, while at the same time want little or nothing to do with yours. One-way relationships can be really damaging and they happen all too often. That being angry is not going to change anything. You're just stressing yourself and others around you. Tell that to the people who call tech support. It's mainly who you know, so get to know people. Nobody really has their crap all the way together. Some people are just really good at faking it. And some appear to have it together because they are not overly concerned that they don't. How powerful it is to just talk to people. For the longest time, I would always wonder what I was going to do with my friends at parties. Play a board game or video game, go out to the park, but not everyone liked that. No, the answer was just talking, catching up, sharing problems, act. It will never cease to amaze me how entertaining and meaningful talking can be. You can't reason with someone who doesn't value reason. Everybody isn't against you, they are just for themselves. People, what a bunch of bastards. Or Ida potatoes or Oregon Idaho. Shoulder gone with Idagon. The ads would be so easy to write. Ida gone with Idagon. That I used to care way too much about what other people think. Well, you still do, because you just posted that line to Reddit. That my dislike for people has nothing to do with them. It is all me. I am introverted and like to be alone. I like people and I wish they would leave me the frick alone. Your parents are just making crap up as they go along and so will you. That moment when it hits you that your parents are just more wrinkled versions of yourself who are almost as blind as you are is pretty disconcerting. I wish those superhero capes could stay on forever instead of slowly turning into check button ups and acid wash mom games. I am 51 years old. I worked my way into senior management. I was making money like a champ. I worked 70-hour weeks and provided my family with whatever they needs, and often, just what they wanted. My marriage failed. My son won't talk to me. The career took a toll on my health and I realized far too late. Money is a vain and pointless pursuit. That eating your cake was the reason you can't have it regarding the phrase you can't have your cake and eat it too. For some reason I thought that it was a phrase meaning life is unfair and having isn't as pleasing as wanting. So, I can have toilet paper, or I can have a clean butt, but I have to pick one. I realized just this year that my birthday is 9 months to the day after my mom's. I'm 27. Using a spoon to spread jam on toast. For years I needed a dozen pea-sized bits of jam balanced on a knife to do the job. Now it takes one spoonful and with less mess. I felt like a modern Archimedes when I thought of this. Stop worrying about what other people think. They're too busy worrying about their own problems. Concern yourself only with what you and your loved ones want and need. Shedding anxiety about things outside that narrow scope has increased my quality of life 20-fold. This is excellent advice, but unfortunately much easier said than done. That Uncle Sam's initials are US. I'm face palming so hard at myself right now. That I'm not smarter than everyone else and most of my problems were caused by me. And I'm not smarter than a 5th grader. When you ask a girl out, if she does not say yes she means no. Example, I'd love to but I have to study a ton this weekend equals no. I really want to but I already made plans for that evening equals no. Took me forever to figure that out. What I want to become when growing up. 23 and still no clue. Nobody likes you when you're 23. Due to social media, it's really easy to feel inadequate or have low self-esteem because you're still experiencing your day-to-day while seeing everyone else's highlight reels. My dad isn't such a bad guy after all. Long story short, I grew up in a family of 7 kids, 6 boys, and 1 girl. Both my parents raised us on their own working as school teachers. Through my childhood, teen years and early 20s, the majority of what I remember of my dad is being weird, cheap, strict, structured, and had high expectations of all his kids. Up until recently we would argue about anything and everything under the sun. Now that my older brother and I have kids of our own, we are constantly going to our dad for advice. I'm 27 years old and I'm just realizing how great of a father I have. Wish I wouldn't have been such a douchebag of a son half the time. I love my dad. That ponies are not, in fact, baby horses. Trust your gut. Remember that bad people can be very charming. Hiding your head in the sand just makes it that much easier for someone to kick your butt. Stick up for yourself and be when you need to. Hold one of your nostrils closed when blowing your nose. This never occurred to me. I never asked and assumed I was just incapable of blowing my nose effectively. My friend asked if I had tried holding a nostril closed when I was 16 and saved me. Thank God for Devon. My dad holds both nostrils closed. I'm not sure how well it works, but it makes this god-awful honking sound that can be heard for miles. This is going to sound preachy, so I apologize in advance, but the importance of honesty. Really being assertive and honest has worked out for me so much better romantically and friendship wise than just keeping it bottled in or what have you. I've found that pretty much no matter what the truth is, people who love you will understand and respect you so much more for it. Your family can dong you over just as hard as a complete stranger, and you are under no obligation to continue to forgive them just because you carry similar DNA. I don't care if it isn't actually the original form of the phrase. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Stands out so much better to me than the more common form of it. Prima donna, not prima donna. As someone from the 70s, I'd consider myself prima donna. Astigmatism is one word. I know this may seem pretty lame compared most of the posts on here, but I had heard it all my life but never saw it in print. I always thought that the eye doc was telling me that I have astigmatism in each eye. I had no idea that it was one word until my late 20s. Completely blew my mind. Grew up in Indiana all my life. At 21 realized the IU cactus logo was actually an I and a U. Indiana is known for their cacti. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.